Hello, traders. I wanted to make a quick recap in my trade in INO. Um, I saw INO gapping up today, but I wasn't convinced really on the strength of it. So I borrowed, it was on a short sale restriction, so I borrowed 1,500 shares before the market opened. As you can see, I switched between brokers here. I use INO, sorry, I use Thinkorswim for my charting. I use TradeStation actually for my executions. I find that it's much easier to do it like this. I tried Thinkorswim for my executions, but it just doesn't really work. So I'll show you my entries and exits and so on, as you can see here in TradeStation. But I just want to guide you through the thought process that I had here. So as you can see, I like this setup a lot. I've been looking into it. I know was gapping up pre-market. It has been gapping up the past few days, and yeah, we're starting to see some pullbacks. Actually, I mean, some of the stocks are really going up, but obviously some other ones are pulling back. So I had in my mind the pre-market seemed pretty good, but what I found out, or well, something that is a little bit more of a probable outcome is when stocks are open in between pivot points. I'm using over here the Camarilla pivot points, right? So usually, or not usually, but often enough, when a stock opens between R3 over here and R4, as you can see, I have here R1, R2, and R3. I have R2 and R3 with different colors, and R4 and R5. If we go over here, well, actually, that's R5. This over here, the daily open, actually coincided with R4. So what happens many times is when you have a stock that opens between R3 and R4, there may be the possibility of a pullback from R4 back to R3, right? So over here, this white line is the daily open. So I like that indicator a lot too, to judge how the stock is going to perform throughout the day, right? So as soon as it opened, I just gapped down. Right, I got down the first minute. It tried to retest R3. It did it for a little bit, but then it came back down and touched R2. So at this moment, that's when I saw the setup right here. So I really like the setup a lot. Why I have the 9 exponential moving average here, and something that I find out a lot is that like the 9 exponential moving average combined with the pivot points are give the opportunity to enter a trade and to hedge against the moving average and the VWAP in this case too. Over here, I have the VWAP. So for example, I entered, you can see my entry right over here. And this is trader view. So I entered at 1827. So if you see 1827, if you would take a look, it would be like, yeah. So okay, so right around here, I was thinking about doing a limit order right against the 9 moving average, but I just didn't have time. So I just entered a market order, and it was so right below R3. So I was really betting the stock against the 9 moving average. That would have been my stop loss. So yeah, I entered with 1,000 shares instead of the 1,500. Why? I mean, I guess yeah, I don't know. It was a good setup, but I just felt comfortable with that size for this trade. So yeah, immediately we got this pull right into R2. So that was a good confirmation that my trade was going pretty well. And then as you can see here, there's a little bit of this consolidation for a few minutes. I actually took a couple of partials. One was good. The other one I really don't think is that good, to be honest. Let me bring this right over here again. Yeah, so I took one partial at 1762. That was okay. So that's over here. Yeah, I think yeah over here, and the second one at 1786. That was a bit of a problem right here. I should have left it a little bit longer. It showed weakness. It bounced off the 9 MA, couldn't break it. That was a really strong setup right there. So yeah, in hindsight, of course, I shouldn't have taken that partial. But regardless, I'm very happy with the rest because I really let it play out. It was trying to break the 9 MA, but you can see this consolidation here, and I actually took like the last two partials over here. So maybe this one a little bit early, but I'm comfortable with that. That was 200 shares. and I took this one right over here. That would be at around, let me see. Yeah, so I took it at 1648. That's right about here at S1. Maybe a little bit early, to be honest, too. But okay, acceptable. Why not pay myself? And then 1592. So that was at around here. So okay, that was a pretty decent trade. Yeah, the reason why I didn't maybe take more partials here is because every time I really like looking at the level two. That's something that I've always liked it, and now I'm just even implementing that more. It's just looking at the level two and on the on-demand feature here, and seeing how the prices bounce off of certain levels. That, for example, would be the Camarilla pivot points, or it could be the moving averages, whatever it may be that's coming into play in that moment. So yeah, it couldn't really break the 9 MA. Every time I was trying to touch it, it got rejected. Every time the same thing happened with R2 over here, and then the flush came real through, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with my trade over there. My other trade too was VXRT. So okay, the same kind of like the same concept I was looking at in the beginning, right? VXRT is gapping up, right? Today showing some strength. Yeah, it bounced off of the of R5 here, but came all the way down, but came again up R4. So usually when you have a stock that's opening between R4 and R5, that is also an indication of possible strength, a possible gap up. So let's go over here. This wasn't as good as a trade, obviously. Well, not obviously, but yeah, it wasn't as good as a trade. Let's see what I did. So I went in with 600 shares. I wanted to go in with 1,000 shares too, but for some reason, I don't know, I just couldn't get in. It was weird. I just couldn't get in. So I tried pressing the button. This doesn't usually happen, to be honest, but today it happened. So tried to get in with 1,000 shares. I couldn't, so I just pressing the buttons up and down. I got down to 600. I pressed it, and I got in with 600 shares. Let's see the price over here. I got in at 1728. That is. So I got in at 1728, and I was looking at the level two too. I wanted to see a big breakup, a big gap up, pretty much like a 1 minute opening range breakout, especially because it tested R4 over here, and it really held. So I was like, okay, this is a good setup. Also, there was good sign in the level two, so I went in 17 to 28, so around right over here, and it pretty much had a gap up, not the one that I wanted. I was really looking forward, this big move over here, that would get to R5. That would have been my target, but that didn't happen. So I got in at 1728, and I got out at 1758, just a small $180, not much, So the trade executions here. Obviously, this is my where you have all my recap that I usually do. I journal my trades. I journal my days. That helps me a lot. So yeah, 1728 got out. 1758, not much. Why did I get out? Honestly, I just saw it on the tape. I just saw the weakness on the tape. It just couldn't hold, and honestly, I was really I just put like this. I really wasn't incentivized to hold a trade with 600 shares. I mean, it really wasn't much. I usually do 1,000, 2,000 shares, or 600 is not really a big difference. So I saw the little profit. I also saw the INO trade setting up. So yeah, I just took the profit. That was like 1758. So yeah, like right around here. Yeah, right around here. So yeah, small trade. Nothing much to say there. So yeah, all in all, I'm happy with my day. It was a good day. I made what did I make fit today? Like $1,500. It's not bad at all. Yeah, I'm really happy with the setup. Really good, in my opinion. It's a setup that I really like. So yeah, that would be my day for today, and I'll see you guys here soon again.